minus 10 seconds.
The time has come.
8, 7, 6, 5,
Ignition sequence start.
4,
Welcome back to another episode of the College Football Overdrive Podcast. My name is Fred Purdue. I'm one of your hosts. I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, Rick Brown, on I don't know if this was a good thing or a bad thing, but we had this whole college football playoff national title thing last night. What's going on, Rick?
What's happening, Fred? Yes, we have a champion. We have a new champion, and I just got this thing in my head. Dun 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 dun. Mm. Hail to the victors.
Yeah, hell, literally. I mean, it was perfect. Perfect. There you go. Yeah, we had a national championship game last night between Michigan and Washington, and it kind of went how we may have thought it would be. We'll break it all down. Make sure you go follow the show on X Twitter at CFB Overdrive. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Fred Purdue CFB. And Rick, where can they find you where you can get all the latest, FAMU and maybe some Michigan love, maybe? Maybe?
Maybe. At Rick Brown 91 on X Twitter at Rick Brown 91.
Good stuff. So this game was I can't believe I'm saying this, but I came away feeling like this was a bit of a snoozer. I knew who would win this game, how they would win this game, and it went about how I thought it would. A battle of offense versus defense, and you typically know how that goes. A really good defense can, if they can speed up the clock of the quarterback who's been he's really good, but he's had moments throughout the year where you've seen the blueprint of how to beat him, and we've seen this story before.
You know, man, it cracked me up. This whole thing cracked me up because you knew it would be in between the tackles. You knew it would be the big men up front who would decide this game.
Mm-hmm.
Washington came in. Yeah, Mike Penix got a lot of the accolades. Homeboy, great season too, Mike. But that offensive line was supposed to be, well, hell, they won
They won
the
the
best
award
line.
for
Yeah,
being
the
the
best.
best line in the country.
Right. I think Michigan took that to heart, and they just, wow, they just destroyed. Well, all right, destroy may be a little. They didn't destroy them, but when they needed to, Michigan's off defensive line outplayed Washington's offensive line most of the game. Another factor in that game, I thought, was the running back
Dylan
for
Johnson.
Washington. For Washington, yeah, not he wasn't healthy. He gave it his best effort. I think that really hurt Washington a whole lot. Put more pressure on Mike
Made them
Penix.
one dimensional.
Yeah, I mean Mike threw for 51 passes, 27
Yeah,
to 51. That's too many passes in a college game, even in
for
this wide
anybody.
open era. Yeah,
Hmm.
even in this wide open era, it's too many passes. And having said that, Washington, to let you know they weren't a fluke, they were in the game through three quarters.
Yeah, they were in there. It felt like they were the big play was coming, and it it just never came to fruition. But it felt like they hung around, and the defense said, "Look, I think we're going to hang around for about 4 quarters, and then it just the dam breaks. Receivers didn't help him at all, at all. I mean, drop passes, wrong routes, just a tough night. Tough night. Yeah, it everything that could be, and I think that's when you have so much pressure on an offense to be perfect against a pass rush that says we're going to get after you and speed that clock up. I don't care if you're 12 up in New England or 18 in Indy at the highest level, or even if you're 16 out in Death Valley or 9 in Death Valley, even though he never had that problem really. I mean, he did his thing. It's very tough when they speed it up and make you have to that internal clock, that 1 2 in your head turns into half a beat, maybe a full beat, and it's got to go because there were guys running open, but there was no time. By the way,
Michigan.
73 to right tackle was a turnstile.
Mm,
Can we especially late in the game? I
mm.
mean, he was a I mean just uh
It seemed
it was
like they
bad.
attacked him, and he did not have his best game. Definitely.
Hmm.
Um, you're right about the speeding up of the internal clock. A couple of passes during the season that Mike would have hit just because of the player he's become.
Hmm.
He couldn't hit him last night because of that clock. And
Yeah,
he had condensed the field to just one side. He wasn't even looking at the other side of the field. Um, that tells you that pressure was getting to him or got to him. And he got banged up. Man, I thought I was watching
the same injuries. Yeah.
man, I thought I was watching daggone Rocky Four, man.
Oh man. I mean, body blow after body blow, and then you know how it is. Defense smells blood in the water. They start, hey, can you take this hit another time and another time and another time? And don't get me wrong, Michael Penix stood up and said, listen, I'm going to finish this game. I don't care. I hope he's healthy. I hope he's okay because
Throw
my
in the
body's not.
towel.
Yeah,
Throw in the
yeah,
towel.
yeah. Drago was Drago, and I mean, yeah, and I mean, and hats off to Michigan because the defense stood up. The defense really stood up. Early on, my guy Donovan Edwards, just haven't seen him all game, and then hey, I'm gonna hit you with a 40+ yarder, and then I'm gonna hit you with another 40+ yarder. I'm gonna give you 100. I'm gonna give you 87 in the first half for 2 touchdowns on 2 carries. I'm that kind of guy, and then he finished with what 108, and no disrespect to Blake Corum, who was player of the game, he gets 21 of those totes for 134 and 2 touchdowns. It was just body blow after body blow. JJ McCarthy for all the hype. I felt like JJ had to do very little. When I watched this game from his perspective, I was reminded of a certain Super Bowl that a certain Russell Wilson won, and we talked about him as he was this really great quarterback, and in reality, he threw for like 80 yards. Not even. JJ McCarthy was 10 of 18 for 140 yards, but it felt like he really didn't impact this game. He did have a long run that kind of broke the camel's back late, but it just didn't feel like he really affected this game as much as the defense in the running game. And that's the MO of a hardball team. Tough, gritty, physical. It looks like the 49ers from his NFL days, and the quarterback is a piece, but we've never had to ask his quarterback to be the guy, and we'll never know. But at the end of the day, a win is a win, and no matter how you get it, a natty is a natty. Hats off to Michigan.
Yes, 303 yards rushing um, record for Natty. 174 in the first quarter. What in the world?
Yeah, exactly. 87
Uh,
about 2 carries by one guy for 2
yeah,
touchdowns. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's just
Did you think this game was gonna be a blowout early? Because I did. I did.
no. I really didn't. Even when it was 14-3, all I said was it was 14-3, and Michigan got the ball back.
Hmm.
I said Michigan scores here. No, no. I looked at it the other way. I said Washington needs a stop. They get a
Hmm.
stop. They get a score. It's a one-score game. It's all gravy. And
The only
so
the
I was
mistake
still that
Michigan
way.
made was that they stopped running the football. I mean, it was like, oh, we're gonna hit you in the mouth. We're gonna hit you with a knockout shot early. And was am I tripping or hey Harbaugh? Like, do you just have to feature the quarterback because he has a name? It felt like that. It was like, oh, we're gonna blow this team out. We need to get him something so we can keep the narrative going. Get him something. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, coaches outthink themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, at every level, they're like, yeah, yeah, I know we've run this 32 straight times, but let's change it up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. It made me scratch my head, and I think that's what kept Washington in the game. It gave them some life because Michigan started doing what they don't do really well is throw the football, and I think that it slowed the game down a little and let Washington catch their breath a little bit because I think they got punched really hard in the face and it dazed them a little bit in boxing terms. They got dazed a little bit and they woke up. They woke up, but I think Michigan's D line was just so good. The twists, the stunts. 55 is a monster, by the way, and he's only a sophomore. Yeah. Uh, I don't know if Harbaugh leaves after all of this. I don't know if this is a ploy to get more money, but if he stays and they reload, I know they don't hit the transfer portal too hard. They might have a squad coming back.
Well, let's talk about this. Unlike any other, unlike a lot of in a lot of situations, Harbaugh is a Michigan man
Mm-hmm.
through and through. He's Michigan. He's as much Michigan as I am FAMU.
Mm-hmm.
When he said he wants to have a parade and then let things fall where they fall. I really don't think the NFL is a foregone conclusion. Just it's gonna happen. I still think it will happen, but I think it's a little harder than we think, just because he is a Michigan guy and he won a natty. I mean, they were talking at one point that he couldn't win the big one. He could never win the big game. He couldn't win the Super Bowl. He couldn't win. He couldn't beat Ohio State. He couldn't win in the playoffs.
He keeps
What what
winning,
what
and it
what you gonna say now? So
yeah.
I mean, and he did it for his alma mater. So I think that will play a part. I do think he goes because I think there's too many enticing NFL jobs out there. The Chargers won with a quarterback.
A certain
Uh,
Washington team you might like or used to like.
Perhaps
Ooh,
because that would put him 35 minutes from his brother.
they don't have to play
Uh,
each other, and he gets the number two pick. Maybe that's
which
enticing. Very
which will
enticing.
be one hell of a QB, maybe. So perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. I do think Washington would be in the running. New owners, um, new culture. He's coming off of a natty. Shoot, I
Ride
don't
the
know if,
wave. Ride the
but
wave.
but I don't know if he would want to start over with a new quarterback. I mean, instead of
Either
just
way, I mean, he
stepping
starts
into
over
one
this
with
year anyway.
Well, yeah, he starts over, but I mean, I think if he comes to the pros, he's gonna want to. He'll want to establish one, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he?
Possibly, possibly. I mean, Justin Herbert is established. You
Yes.
know, Chargers don't
And
like spending money though, so I don't know. I don't know. You
hmm,
never know. You never know.
yeah, I mean, and he said that he doesn't have a time frame when to decide. Oh,
The NFL does.
the time frame is yeah. This is the time frame. He has less than 3 weeks.
Shortly after the NFL Combine is a soft deadline. I'm just gonna be honest because we have you to know where what direction your offense is going. Kind of depends on him if he wants to go there.
but but even if he doesn't want to go, you're gonna have to. If I was if I was Ohio State, I would just say, look, you don't know when he's leaving. I mean, every year he interviews for NFL squads,
Hmm.
so don't go there. So, so recruits have to think too. Is Michigan? Do I want to go to Michigan because I love Ann Arbor? Hmm. So
You bring up an interesting topic because I always like to put a cap on the end of the year and always start. I love the speculation. At this point, everyone is 0-0 right now. We're all undefeated and we all love our teams again until late August happens, an injury happens, somebody loses a game they're not supposed to in September, and then all hell breaks loose. So we have a way too early top five. We'll say top five. I don't want to get too deep into it, but way too early top five, and I'll kick it off. I'll kick it off. I know
Georgia,
there's how'd you read me? Get out of my playbook, okay? Stop
Alabama.
stealing signs. Stop stealing signs. Um, in no particular order. I don't want to put an order to it because honestly, I don't like throwing an
Texas.
order to. No Texas, no
No
Texas,
Texas?
no Texas. Georgia, Oregon,
Oregon. Oregon.
Alabama.
Bo Nix coming back for the 10th year?
No, but you got a Dylan Gabriel and a Dante Moore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Dylan is
Pretty,
going over.
pretty, yeah. Ohio State. Yeah, you lose Marvin Harrison Jr., but you have so much young talent at that skill position, wide receiver position. Brandon Ennis, Carnell Tate, uh, among others, Mylan Graham, the transfer, Aaron Nolan, what a name. What a name. Will Howard transferring in, Jeremiah Smith, the number one wide receiver in the country, number one overall player in the country out of high school. This team is loaded offensively. We don't know if Travion Henderson comes back. But if he doesn't, if Quinshawn Judkins, the Ole Miss running back, if he decides to transfer, his team's loaded. And for a 50 is he 53? If my numbers tell me right, 53 and I think four or six. Nonetheless, is it all hands on deck for Ryan Day or he has to go? Is it Nate? I mean, for that's ludicrous to say, but for a guy that has less than 10 losses, and the only time he
and you know
loses is to
people are thinking
Michigan,
that. You know people
that's
are thinking that.
crazy.
You
That's
know people are
crazy.
thinking that.
They
And
are. They are. And I have to put that seed of doubt out there for you.
mm-mm.
But, I got to put that seed of doubt out there for you. And and I want to put Texas there. I want to put Texas there, but I want to put a nice little surprise monkey wrench in this thing. This team beat up on somebody real good in the bowl game. Beat up on a nice Oklahoma team. Arizona. Wildcats. 10-3 out of the Pac-12. Throw them in the top five. Why not? Why not? They're a dangerous team. Now, if they lose, so be it. It's way too early. Anybody can do anything. But this Arizona team was very, very, very hot towards the end. They started off slow, freshman quarterback. Sorry, Texas, you're six, but you can get back into good graces. You know, have a strong spring game. What
Mm,
say you?
mm, 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 mm. Georgia, Bama, Texas. I think Texas. I think Sarkisian is growing something, building something
Mm-hmm.
good there. I think it will continue this year with a playoff. Well, hell, going to 12 teams, so
Mm-hmm.
they'll make the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs.
I don't know.
Uh,
SEC, SEC, SEC. You don't.
uh,
We don't. We don't. Are you assuming four SEC teams get in? Bama,
uh,
Georgia, LSU, Texas, maybe Oklahoma, Tennessee. That's a lot. There's a lot of names. This is your top five. Let me stop talking. This is your top five.
University of Maryland and
Wow.
uh,
Wow.
I'm sorry. I was reading something that just came out. My bad. I'm just joking. Just joking. Let's see. La 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 la. No, 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 no. Texas. Man, I do want to say Oklahoma so bad because, but they just
No court with
no
no with a
quarterback. You're
freshman
right.
quarterback.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And that's why I can't
No
say that.
Oregon. No Oregon after what you saw this year, and they returning a lot of the same guys. That's
No, I
interesting.
think they're one
No.
hit wonder.
Ooh. Wow. Well, would this be a two hit wonder? Because Dan Lanning, this is going into year three.
Mm,
Mmm.
mm.
Oh. Mmm.
I do. A lot of people don't like Dan Lanning. They think he is superficial and think he is braggadocious.
All,
But I like him.
all
I like
substance,
him.
no flash, baby. That's
Shit.
how he feels.
Yeah, yeah, that's what he says. But you know why that's bullshit? Is because he brought the cameras in. That's flash. He brought the cameras
Yes,
in the
it
locker
is.
room to hear
He
that.
did it on purpose. He did it on
That's
purpose.
flash. That's flash. That ain't substance. That's flash. So lose me with that. But I like him anyway. All right, let me go. I need two more teams.
Colorado,
No,
maybe.
no, no.
Mmm.
Oh, you got jokes. Um, I would be remiss if I didn't bring out this ACC team that shows that
Don't
they
do
are
it.
not
Don't do
dead.
it. Don't do
That
it. Don't say
they
it.
are
Don't say
not
this.
dead. They let me down this year,
Dabo? Whoa.
but
Whoa.
this year, next year, next year is gonna be the year. Florida State, Clemson.
Mmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then coming up is Maryland and Colorado.
Ah, okay. So they get a tie. They're like half a team. Got you. Kind of like they were this year. Got you. I got you. I got
Oh
you.
my goodness! No, you didn't.
I got bars for people. I got bars for these teams. You know I do. You know I do. Um, for me, if I had to say it right now, way, way, way too early champion, I'd probably tell you Georgia. They have the quarterback in place. They have the weapons in place. They have the tight end in place. Even with Brock Bowers leaving, defense looks solid. I got 63 reasons why they might be a really good national champion pick way too early. Just saying.
I got
Shout out
one.
Florida.
I got six. Wait a minute. I got five reasons. I got five
Mm-hmm.
reasons.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they were, right? Fifth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got five reasons because they're pissed, and Kirby is not gonna let that one go.
It started it in Miami against Florida State. I'm just saying the warpath is the schedule's a little tougher this time around, but if that was a good idea of what it looks like, man, man. So as we put a bow on the 2023-2024 season, recruiting wraps up in a few weeks. We head into spring games and things like that, where we're more talkers and a lot less actual game. Things kind of change a little bit. You know how we do here at the College Football Overdrive podcast. You might see a little less of us, but not a lot. We still have it's. I don't talk a ton of draft things like that, but I do like to bring on a couple guests, let you know where your college guys transition to. So shout out Shane, shout out uh, Cam, friend of the show, Cam Underwood, State of the U. So some of those guys will be kind of passing through to talk draft, talk a little bit of spring games and things like that. So stay tuned to the College Football Overdrive podcast. Don't leave us too soon. Again, congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines on an undefeated season. Um, but it all resets now. Your team is now officially undefeated. Whoever that is, let us know who that is on X Twitter at CFB Overdrive. You can hit me up on Twitter. Let me know how fans. Let us know how undefeated you are and how many consecutive games you won. Ooh, my bad. Sorry, you lost the bowl game. Starting at 1-2. But nonetheless, you can let me know about that at Fred Purdue CFB. And Rick, where can they hit you up on social media where they can help you out, help you find a coach because you guys are still searching?
Yeah. Find me at Rick Brown 91, Rick Brown 91. Hey, did Miami win their bowl game?
Nah, too many
Oh,
transfers,
oh,
too
oh,
many
oh.
portal. The portal. I fell into the portal.
Mm,
Fansville. If you know, you know.
mm.
I tried to hold on, but I had to hold on to my Dr Pepper, man.
Yeah,
I tried. I tried.
yeah. It happens.
All right, folks. Until next time when we talk a little college football Hall of Fame because we got some folks that jumped into the college football Hall of Fame. Until next time when we talk about that and a lot more of your favorite college football. Stay safe and peace.
Peace.